up to this point, we have talked about having to be intentional and doing this work on purpose. We are going to end the change process segment with giving you an exercise that you can do on your own to prepare you for this process that will create clarity for you and give you a really good idea of where you need to start, whether it's with the easy stuff or to tackle the hard stuff. And what you know is the things that you've been exposed to, the cards that have been dealt to you, you didn't choose them, and you can change them by looking for a different deck of cards, and this exercise is going to help you decide where you need to start. And what you've experienced so far has shaped you and your life, and you need to use it. Use everything that's been dealt to you because it will make you stronger. And even though your pain has been struggle and tough, use this pain to make things different in your life. I want to share with you a lady named Rosa Parks, and maybe you remember her from the civil rights movement. She's the one that was on the bus in the Deep South and said, I'm not going to do this anymore. I'm not going to sit in the back of the bus. I want to make a change in my life. I'm a hard worker. I go to work every day. And she just says, I have learned over the years that when one's mind is made up, that this diminishes fear. Knowing what must be done does away with fear. So you've seen so far that this is a scary process and it requires change and pressure. And by now, you've probably decided and made that decision, I can do this, just like Rosa Parks did. What happened to her that day was she'd worked all day. She gets on the bus and she says, I can't put up with this anymore. Change has to occur. I am going to just do this. I don't care how tired I am. I'm going to stand up and say, I am sitting in the chair that I want to. So she's older. She goes to sit down and they want to move her. And she says, I'm not moving. And she was so tired physically and tired emotionally to put up with all this stuff that she was willing. Her fear had diminished. Even though she was scared, she was more tired. And I'm sure you are tired too of the same old stuff, the deck of cards that got dealt to you. And so I want you to take this exercise and do it intentionally on purpose. Take the time that you need to think through. Every opportunity to change fits in one of 4 categories. And there's a PhD by the name of Martha Beck that in her essays in 2014 came up with this template of 4 different areas of our life. Things I have to do and want to do, things I don't have to do but want to, things I don't want to do and have to, and then things I want to do and I don't have to. How we're going to do this is you can download this form, but I want you to just write out, these are the things that I have to do, and just mull it over and write them down, even if they're minor things like I got to put the dishes in the sink. And then once this is done, I want you to see, are these absolutely necessary that you do? What would happen if I don't do them? And then scratch out those things that are absolutely unnecessary. Then I want you to write down the things that you want to do. I want to go to the beach. I want to read this particular book. I've been wanting to do this for a long time. And then just whatever comes to mind. Don't judge it, just write it down. Once you have all of these things, we're going to then transfer this to what Martha Beck talks about as the types of change and the 4 quadrants. So then you will take each thing, like in mine, I had put down that I want to heal, that I want to go to Maine more often, that I'd like to have a home in New England, and that I have to do my taxes, and I have to pay my bills, and I have to grieve all of these things that have happened in my life. I don't want to do them, but I have to do them. I also don't want things to bother me anymore. So once you've done this sheet, then you decide, okay, what are the things that I have to do and want to do? Well, for me, one of the things I have to do is, and want to do is this. I want to put this on video. I want others to learn from those things that I believe is part of my self-actualization. So I have to do it for me, and I want to do it. So I'd put that down in the first quadrant. Then things like going to Maine and spending the summers in a beach house up there are things that I have to do for me. I really have to do it because that's what brings me joy. And you will see that joy is a huge part of this, and if we don't experience it, we are missing a huge part of our life. So I want to do this. I want to live by the water. So I would put that in that quadrant. Then the bottom one is that I have to do it, but I don't want to do it. And that's taxes, paying my bills, dealing with irrational people, having to grieve all of these horrible things that have happened in my world. I don't want my kids to grow up. I want to keep them little. But those are all things that I have to do and don't want to do. And then finally, transfer that which I've already done on this other sheet of those things that I don't have to do and I don't want to do. And this is the freeing piece. I don't have to let others judge me or bother me. I don't have to worry. I don't have to drive into Houston or any other big city for a job. I can choose to find something or create my own career right here that's manageable. Or for me right now, I'm driving 60 miles, but the opposite way to a sexual assault center that I love working with the trauma. So these are things that bring me peace. The things that I have to do and want to do are my passion, like this, delivering this to you. The things that I don't have to do and want to do are the things that I want to play, like live by the water and going to Maine. And then the things that I have to do and don't want to do are the purpose. Those are the things that just life requires. So this will provide you clarity and direction, and it'll be a great map if you do it. And you have to do it. It doesn't just appear on this paper. You have to take the time. And the truth is, if you do this, it takes maybe 20 minutes, if that. Okay, we have to leave you with another question, and I want you to think of what are the 3 best reasons that you are willing to do this? What are they? And I want you to post them. Post them where you see them, on your refrigerator, in your car, in your wallet. What are the 3 best reasons that I'm doing this? And of course, for me, is increasing my quality of life. Doing that which I feel like I was put on this earth to do. And because I want to create a legacy or something that my kids can help me with. But you need to decide what are those 3 things that motivate you to want to make this change in your life. Take the time and do it. Can't wait to hear what you have to say. Take care.